Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Hello and a very warm welcome. The Cal League, the first Crip softball league in Los Angeles, presents its coffee table book of 500 Black Unity pictures by author L.A. Nutt. The Cal League uplifting families, communities and ending the sickness of gang violence that has plagued black communities for over 50 years. The Cal League players, former Crips on 11 teams, backed by their communities, create a safer environment for all LA communities. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
What makes you righteous? You see, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I won't fornicate and I won't commit adultery. I don't smoke dope. And I say all my prayers every day. And I give whatever I can in charity. And what else do you do? But what do you mean, what else? Is there something else? That's nothing. That's vanity. So you don't smoke, so what? So you don't drink. You don't use drugs. So what? What are you doing to better the condition of others? What are you doing to reform where you live? And if you do nothing to reform society with the knowledge you have received, then you are guilty of concealing knowledge. And that is a cardinal sin.
Yeah, and that is a cardinal sin. If you hold that knowledge that you got to stop the Crips and Bloods from existing any further, if you conceal that knowledge, you are committing a cardinal sin. Welcome to the Dr. Crip Show, man. I'm your host. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We back again, man. And we were just on the Hood Postman show. I mean, I when you go on a real show, I need to give me a Hollywood intro and all that type of stuff, man. I got to catch up with everybody, but right now, this intro, I'm just feeling it, with Big F on there, because if you got the knowledge and, you refusing to give it up, if you holding the knowledge and the knowledge is the same way that you endorse Crips and Bloods is the same way you need to go out there and endorse to say no more in 24. Stop putting our kids on the gang as of right now. Whatever numbers y'all got is what y'all got. Cut it off. We don't need no more. We don't need no more. We was just on the Hood Post, man, and we was talking about the book in the baseball league. You feel me? That Ronaldo Wiz Reeser, man, what he created. You feel me? So that was the topic of choice right there, man. And I like that, and that's what that guy does. He gives out knowledge, man. And he passes a whole lot of knowledge for people to tell their kids, don't gangbang. Stop it. Leave it alone. And that's what you learn on platforms like this. he asked me a couple of questions about he asked me a couple of questions about the situation with the on one of the podcasts, you know, them dudes I guess at No Jumper or whatever it is, you know, and you know, you that's what you expect from somebody who is not born and raised in depression, you know, that doesn't have to answer uh, bullets and helicopters every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, you live a good, clean life, you know, whether you was on drugs or not or whatever. Even your darkest moments was still better than the average blood and Crip. You feel me? That have to duck bullets and police and get harassed every day. You ain't got to never go through none of that. So, you know, my personal opinion about, like I always say, I have a personal, if you a gang member, a real one, then you have every right to do and talk about, have a show about Crips and Bloods and all that, because you actually are a gang member. But if you a non-affiliate and you talking about Crips and Bloods, it is your right. But you also too can be posed with the question, as the same person who's a Crip or Blood that got a podcast, what are you doing to give back to the Bloods and Crips to end this sickness on your podcast? What are you, after the podcast is over, what are you doing? Are you showing up in these neighborhoods? Are you going to these parks? Are you going like, yeah, man, we doing a live show. We here today at such and such, you know, we out here, man. Woo, no, y'all hide behind them walls and them buildings and say the most outrageous things and, you know, continue to talk about, you know, the wars in the streets and who knocked who out and who ain't did nothing in the county and what kind of person you was. It's easy to get on here. That's the new thing. It's easy to get on the internet now and say what kind of person you is. Everybody is the hardest person, whether they 60 years old or 26 years old. You feel me? Or 18 and 36. You feel me? Everybody is the man, you know? There's no busters on none of these podcasts, as they will have you believe, you know? Ain't nobody ever did no busterism. Ain't nobody never did nothing. That's why we say on this show everything that happened. This is the show where everything gets revealed. Everybody. We don't care who you are. It's faults in your hood just as well as faults in any other hood. Period. That's why gangs don't need to exist no more. It's enough. It's time that we put down and endorsing blue and red, you know, all the stuff. Think about all the money that Crips and Bloods done spent on blue and red accessories, clothing, just because you're a Blood, just because you're a Crip. You bought that only because it was red or only because it was blue. And the money did not go back to your community in no form or fashion. Think about British Knights and all that stuff. You know, look at all the money they made. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the death they was part of. But you can't blame them. They're a shoe company. We didn't make our shoes for you Bloods and Crips to be saying we hate you got on these shoes. We didn't make our shoes for that. We made our shoes for people to wear and like, man. We don't have nothing to do with that. So why should we give a hoot about who died or whatever? Because y'all done made millions of dollars off of it. That's why. Y'all know that the BK shoe, British Knights, y'all know the Crips was wearing them and the Bloods was killing them, whoever had the shoes on. Y'all know that. That's why y'all market high to those areas. That's why y'all supposed to give back, you know. But y'all, we understand it's about business. If one race is fool enough to promote and endorse that product, and y'all ain't giving the money back to the community, that's on y'all. You know, we did our job. We ain't got to do it no more. Our job is done. We got plenty colors, but they sure kept blue ones all the time. Remember that? They ain't never made no red ones. They sure had a lot of blue ones. I'm just saying, you know. Remember, man, people marketed us like North, you know, all day. I remember going to the swap meet the first time I seen them hats. They was all white with a red rag on it and a blue rag on it. Them Koreans, they got to be the most. Them hats put some kids through college. Them hats put some of their kids through college. That's out here right now, owning buildings all in our communities and everything. Them same hats, you know, that people was running to the slots and buying. I remember them. I had about 10 of them joints. That's when I was in my sickness. I was real sick. You feel me? I wasn't treating my condition, you know. I was real sick, real sick, you know. So you got to work on your GAMD, man. You got to know how to take the right medication. And it's a trip. What I'm going to do, and probably because I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do it, you know, because I got pictures, I got everything. But I'm gonna show you the evolution of where fashion played a part with the Crips and Bloods to where it is now, where the pants, how the clothing is tight, booty pants and all that type of stuff hanging off your butt and all that. I'm gonna show you the evolution of that to where it is right now. I'm gonna do a show on that, you know. But today we're talking about how the Crips messed up public schools. Yeah, this is part 4 or 5 or something. You know, we're going the whole week, man. You know, about how the Crips messed up public schools, man. You know, I was supposed to find that article. I don't know why I didn't never find this article that's up there on the screen right now. I need to find that article, man. Jeez, I can't believe that I did that, man. I have no clue of where that article is at. I got so many articles. I can't even believe that I would do something like that, man. Oh my God. But we talking about the Crips and public schools and the destruction that they caused. I need to read this article, man. Where is that article? Oh, here we go, right here. Okay. Now, this is that article that's on the screen that you currently see. Public schools, and public jungles. You feel me? This is the Washington Senate committee. This is that committee that did the story we read the other day from Washington. This is the subcommittee. This is the report that they released. Let's see. This is April 19th, 1975. This is what was going on April 19, 1975. A Senate subcommittee last week released a sickening report. No other adjective would suffice. on violence and vandalism in our public schools. But the subcommittee offered few thoughts on why these conditions exist, and it had nothing at all to say on how these conditions might best be relieved. Admittedly, this was a preliminary report. Further hearings will be conducted, but when a congressional concludes that violence and vandalism has reached a level of crisis, it is not unreasonable to ask that at least preliminary remedies be recommended. This judiciary subcommittee, headed by Birch Baha of Indiana, has been studying the problem for 4 years. How long, oh Senator, how long? The evidence complied by the subcommittee, drawn from 750 school districts around the country, is enough to run one's stomach in a single school years. Some 70,000 teachers are seriously injured in attacks by students. The United Federation of Teachers has had to issue a booklet to its women members suggesting how they may defend themselves against a student bent on rape. One suggestion sees a big pen and gouge out his eyes. Get a pen, lady, and start going for his eyes. Young dude, you feel me? In one district after another, school officials report murder, violent assault, gang warfare, burglary, extortion, and arson. In Birmingham, so many school officials began carrying guns for self-defense that the school superintendent had to issue licenses. In Houston, the cost of school security officers jumped from $20,000 in 1972 to $389,000 in 1973. The schools of Los Angeles report one gun incident every other day. In 1971-72, warfare among the city's estimated 150 gangs saw 29 students dead. One of the largest Los Angeles gangs is called the Crips. The name is a short form of cripples, which in turn is derived from the gang's trademark of maiming or crippling their victims. The Crips also have two auxiliary units, the Cripettes, composed of girl members, and junior Crips, made up of elementary school children. Do I need to repeat that? Let's repeat that. The Crips also have two auxiliary units, the Cripettes, composed of girl members, and the junior Crips, made up of elementary school children. Los Angeles is not alone in having trouble with grade school criminals. In Winston-Salem, 3 third-grade pupils were charged with extorting nearly $1,000 from a couple of classmates. Did you hear that? Extorting $1,000 from a couple of classmates. 2 of the boys were 9 years old, the third 11. And they was in 3rd grade at 11. Something ain't right about that. They was in 3rd grade at 9 years old. Is that correct? I don't know about that. From one end of the country to the other, the subcommittee findings form an appalling pattern, terrifying teachers, imperiled principals, hostile pupils, the cost in human misery cannot be reckoned. Neither can a price tag be placed on educational losses that occur when teaching yields to disorder, gang, addiction, mental disorder in Los Angeles. Cost in dollars can be roughly computed. The District of Columbia spends $622,000 a year to replace broken windows. Memphis puts its school vandalism bill at $1 million. An annual Los Angeles, that was annually for Memphis, $1 million annually. Los Angeles pays $2 million annually. Chicago, $3 million annually. Salt Lake City reports $400,000 price, enough to run 2 elementary schools for 1 year. New York City pays $3.5 million to station police and schools. A conservative guess for the country as a whole, $500 million a year, equivalent to the amount spent on textbooks. A part of the why in the subcommittee's view lies in racial tensions made worse by racial balance, busing drugs. Let me read that again. A part of the why in the subcommittee view lies in racial tensions made worse by racial balance. Busing drugs figure importantly in the dismal picture. 2 sociologists put the blame on problems existing in the general American society rather than to conditions or failures within the school system itself. My only guess from some years of contemplating public education is that one of the root causes is the universal requirement of compulsory school attendance. Compulsory. I know, I got big lips. Don't worry about it. School attendance. If compulsory school laws were repealed or amended to admit children only to age 12, the schools would be relieved of many and I can't read that. It's smudged together. Uneducable who disrupt the learning process for everyone else. Then if child labor laws were revised so these loaders could be put to honest work, as in Europe, still more good might be accomplished. What they was talking about attendance. If they could put the money in helping these kids get attendance, they would see something different. That's basically what that whole little paragraph was talking about. This is the millennial vaporing, the trade unions, do-gooders to whom Senator Ba is embedded to, and so many of his colleagues also never would agree to such modest reforms. In the end, the subcommittee will recommend $10 billion in federal anti-vandalism grants to be spent on tough cops and unbreakable window glass. If we are not to rear an urban generation of educational Crips and Cripettes, we will have to do better than that. Yeah, that's all bad right there. They was really fed up. They was really fed up. They was really fed up with y'all. Big West Side, West Up, West Side Life. Hey, Dr. Crip, in the sickness, been waiting on some useful information. Did someone win the $100 yet? Hey, no, hey, West Side Life. If you, hey, the trivia question for $100. If you could tell me the person who named the Crips, and where was who put Crip on the wall first, and what location was on the wall, where was it? I cash app you $100. And that's for the Bloods too. But you got to be able to prove it. I am not just taking your word for it. Get that up out of here. You feel me? I am not just taking your word for it. So come on with something. Let's see the evidence that you got. But that's what we talking about. The Crips in school, how they destroyed the school system for everybody, man, you know, and was running rapid. Their name was getting so big. It's an article. I'm gonna have to bring, you know what? That's the article I'm gonna read tomorrow. I'm gonna read that article tomorrow. I'm gonna find that article and I'm gonna read that article tomorrow about the guy who was a journalist, and he finally got his boss to give him the green light on a story that he wanted to do on the newly founded Crips and upcoming Crips. And he was driving through the neighborhoods, and he went to Compton, Watts, South Central, everywhere. And he would pull up on kids and ask them the general question, y'all Crips? And yeah. And he kept asking, what does it mean? And nobody could give him an answer because it did not have one. So the Crips does not have an acronym. There's no such thing as California Resurrection, incomparable people, California Revolutionary Independent Party. Knock it off. It means nothing. It never had anything. It never had any positive meaning to it. It was about violence. Period. It should have never made it 50 years. And the next time I catch somebody 60 at a funeral, like, I might just get into it. You 65. Man, what you got? You be at all these OG funerals. What you own? Do you own something? Or you just a crackhead? You made it since 1972. You still here. You was one of them dudes that this education affected you. You didn't learn nothing. You didn't learn anything, huh? You just here for 4 decades, 5 decades. Just and feel that's you, huh? You just a man like that. So I would definitely be doing something about that. But yeah, welcome everybody to the Dr. Crip Show. Please like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. We were just on the hood post, man. You know, had to lock the door. You know, he was trying to get in. I was talking to him through the window. He coming in, man. You know, and he trying to find his way in. You know, and you know the information that he had is priceless, bro. You know, about the baseball league. It is the only positive thing collectively that the Crips did over a 5-year period. And this is the tribute book for that. You can go to drcrip.com and find out how to get your hands on this book right here. It's $99.99. It takes 4 to 6 weeks. You call yourself a Crip, right? You do all the business, or you can't afford $100, huh? Or you use that on your last Charlie Brown shirt. I forgot to go to the homie funeral. Crip and peace, cuz. God bless. Leave God out of your sentence. Please don't nobody else put Crip or blood in the same sentence with Jesus or God. That does not go together. Stop using that. Don't say that, because that is incorrect. And it's probably a sin. And I would change my mind about using it now that you heard it for the horse's mouth. How you gonna put God and Crip and blood and cuz and blood all in the same sentence? You can't do that. That don't go together, bro. I'm telling you right now, that do not go together. Hey, Westside Life. No, nobody got the $100 yet. My bad. No, nobody can't tell me that. That's gonna go unanswered. You know, that question will go unanswered for a long time, because nobody can dictate that. Even these OG dudes right now, because even if you was there, you can't say who did this and that, because y'all was on drugs, y'all was doing all kind of stuff. You feel me? So don't nobody know nobody know the answer to that question. You feel me? It is not a reasonable answer. You have to prove that. One move away, what to do? Hey, Dr. Crip, ending the sickness. How was it working with Russell Westbrook? Great video for kids. You know what? I wanna tell people, when people look at, I understand this because I get a lot of questions about that. I'm glad you brought that up. One move away. People commented on that. I never told people that this was what Russell Westbrook on the video. The video was designed to give Russell Westbrook an award for his athletic ability in the NBA, because he was crowned MVP of the NBA. Now, are you sports junkies that's 70 years old? Correct me if I'm wrong. The reason why I gave him this award, because he is the first Black, born and raised South Centurion that won MVP in any major sport, such as baseball, basketball, football. No, and also he was from Jesse Owens Park. That has never been done in the history of sports. He was the first one. And the event was done for Father's Day. So I had his father come there and accept the award on Russell Westbrook's behalf, because it was Father's Day weekend. Do you get it now? Are you catching it? You see how I put stuff together? Nobody had thought about this. Even Russell himself was like, yeah, like, I'm like, yes, the accomplishment of me giving him this award is to inspire the other kids that's here at Jesse Owens Park and tennis, that play tennis, golf, swimming, basketball, football, and baseball. Those are all the sports programs that we have at Jesse Owens. So when I took that picture of all the kids together, that was the first time since Sportsman's Park, Jesse Owens Park, that all the programs had took a united picture together. And Russell Westbrook, daddy, came and gave them an inspirational speech about finding a mentor of a father figure that they can connect with, which is you dummies, the Crips that come up there that they see every day chasing somebody out the park, running after him, doing no, man, stay running, doing sports, man. Keep yourself on the thing, on the court, on the field. So that was the reason why that particular event that I did was for Russell. I did that particularly for one reason, because he was the first Black person born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. So that's supposed to give hope to not just the kids in Jesse Owens Park, but the kids in Manchester Park, the kids in Athens Park, the kids in Helen Keller, the kids in down there in the 40s and the 50s, wherever is a park at that's in gang related areas, Washington Park, all in South Central, that's what that award was for, so yeah, one move away. It is a great video because of that. But people was like, oh, great video, but that ain't no Russell Westbrook, this and that. No, I know that's not Russell Westbrook. I know when I did the event, he wasn't coming. But I just forgot to tell his dad to call on the phone so he could say thank you. And he would have done that. But it was basically for the family and the father to talk to the kids. That's why the kids were sitting out there in the front. So I had guest speakers come give you inspirational speeches about how to do, what to do, and each speaker that spoke, such as Khalid Muhammad from Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace. His message to the youngster was learn from Russell Westbrook footsteps, follow his footsteps and what he did, you know what I'm saying? And learn to deal with it, and each person had a something that they was speaking on to the kids. So that event was for the kids to be acknowledged in all the groups of sports that's at Jesse Owens Park. See, people don't do stuff like this. I am going to start patting myself on the back because now I'm gone. Who going to do all that stuff now? You know what I'm saying? So, except the lights about, you was doing all this and that at the park. That's cool. Yeah, start accepting that, man, and hope that one day them dudes can pick up the torch and keep it going for the kids, without thinking money, you got to get paid for this, You can't get paid for everything, bro. Some things you got to learn how to give to get, You ain't going to be able to keep doing that like that. So that's what that particular show was about, One Move Away, and honoring Russell, honoring his daddy, and honoring his family for being a family that, because they are about education. See, Russell is about education. They are smart. His brother, Ray, has a master's degree. You feel me? I forgot what he got his master's degree in. I don't want to say because I'm not sure. but he got his master's degree. So all that stuff is important. You know what I'm saying? That you put kids on the right track. He don't have to play football or basketball, but he got his master's degree and he can also succeed in something with education. So that is what that show was about. Education is the key. Now, see, a lot of people don't know this. I don't know, but Russell revamped the whole library and the Manhattan Elementary School right there. See, that's another reason why I was in awe of him, because that type of stuff that he was doing. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying? That he put books and all kind of stuff, brought that learning center and the library up to speed to the right now, so they up to speed right now because of Russell. He revamped that whole library because that school he is connected to. So he know that school exists because it's at the back of the park that he played football and basketball at. You know what I'm saying? So that's kudos to him and his father, his mother, and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Excellent family. They need a standing ovation for everything that they have done, will do, and been doing at Jesse Owens Park. They need a congratulations behind that. As you see, they dedicated the Clippers and all that. They changed over the gym and made it Clipper and all that other type of stuff. But he should be awarded, something for that. And the work that he did in that area, in that school right there. So that's the stuff that we trying to do. That's the stuff that we trying to get accomplished. And I gave him a nice plaque for that. I got the best ones from Thompson Trophy, man. The biggest one I can get, the most expensive one. And yes, when I do events, I make the homies pay for it. The event was sponsored by one of my homies, Slim, you know what I'm saying? Mac 90. With the he was just a jack of all trades, tattoo artist, free haircuts to the kids. You feel me? Many a days I'm like, Slim, Mac 90, these kids, man, they got to go to school, man. They haven't had haircuts in about a month, man. I know it's 3 of them, man. Can you look out for me with this, bro? They need the haircuts, man. Yes, none. I'll do the haircuts. I know you got a lot going on, man. I know, and because once you start cutting hair, he gets into it. He want them right. He finna, and the kids jumped out the chair. Their cuts was super faded. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to people like that, and he's dealing with an uphill battle right now. So shout out to him. Let's just hope that those prayers will work for him for some of those good deeds that he did do and help me out. He was my sponsor for a lot of stuff. You feel me? I had a lot of secret sponsors, man. I had a whole lot of secret sponsors. And one of my sponsors, of course, Rocky, y'all know, y'all took him away from me. I'm still upset about that. Y'all know that y'all shouldn't have took my friend. Y'all shouldn't have took my friend. That man was my sponsor. He's one of my main sponsors too. I can always count on Rocky to give me 1,000 or something, man. He know I'm not pocketing none of this money. I don't do that. I don't do the 28, the prison moves where dudes is getting out of prison now. All of a sudden, all these dudes getting out of prison, all the 28s getting out of prison, and they won't end on gang intervention. It's Long Table all over again. If you're not familiar with Long Table, go look at the show. You feel me? Long Table all over again, man. The money is for the community. It is not for your pockets. It is for the community, man. Let's get that straight. The money is for the community. It is not for your pockets. Stop sticking all the gang money in your pocket. If you work for somebody and they give you a check, that is your check. You do what you want to do. But go get a stipend from them, go through the kitty, go do whatever and say, hey, man, I do a monthly event at my park, man. So y'all got to kick in. And I need some more money, man, because I can't be spending my money on this. But, you know, you got to give a portion of your money back to the community where the kids can benefit off of it. So that's what this is the stuff that we want to talk about. We don't want to hear all this other stuff on these weird podcasts, you know, people disrespecting people, you know, people, you know, just everybody is just so hard. You know, when you get on social media, everybody's so hard. How is everybody killers and so hard like this? And, you know, how you think that I don't have to go kill. That was one thing. Man, how old are you? You're only 23. How you don't have to do nothing no more? You just you a G. That's why it's out of control. You know, the dude comes to these neighborhoods. You ain't been over here 10 years, and all of a sudden, you can shoot people. You can shoot your own homies. You know, you can rob people in your own community. You know, and you could just do whatever you want. That it's crazy. I have no clue I have no clue of why people are like that, man. So yeah, you know, but Russell Westbrook won't move away. He definitely did, you know, a lot of that stuff. You know, he is with the business of educating a kid, and we cannot be any more prouder of that dude for what the work that he got accomplished, him and his family, you know. So I am definitely in awe of the Westbrook family and the stuff that they got going on. I want to read this article right here. Let's read this one. You know, I got so many articles, it's crazy. I just like reading certain articles, you know. I just like listen, life is held cheaply by LA teen gang members. Look at that. This article is from Thursday, May 9th, 1974. Where was you at in 1974? What were you doing in 1974? These the G Crips, all y'all G homies. These is the ones. Lucille Price's life was worth only $3, and that of John Doe number 62 just $10 to 3 teenage boys who police describe as not the least bit remorseful after 2 robbery murders. It's as if they did it to turn themselves on. One detective said, describing the boys' attitude. Another officer said the youths appear cold, but being juveniles, the officer said Wednesday the younger 2 may face relatively light penalties. Only the oldest might wind up in adult court and face the possibility of prison, he said, requesting not be identified. He was requesting not to be identified. Ages of the juveniles whose names were withheld were 14, 15, and 17. All were booked for investigation of murder, robbery, and auto theft. As the boys dozed and yawned in their cells, an officer said, they're acting like it's the sort of thing that happens every day. They're not the least remorseful about it. Police said 2 belong to a tough, soft Los Angeles gang known as the Crips. Ugh. And a third held as an associate member in the group. But an officer said there was no belief a gang order was behind the two murders and other acts in Tuesday night's violence, 2-hour crime spree that left victims in widely separated neighborhoods. Everybody belongs to a gang down there, the officer sighed. One of the victims, Miss Price, 36, of suburban Inglewood, was shot through the eye, and John Doe, an unknown identified man found 20 miles northwest at Echo Park, was shot in the skull with a bullet entering near an eye. But detectives said the shots just happened to lodge there and weren't what realistic. What that say? Ritualistic. Ritualistic or intended to be at the eye. Officers said after their initial report that they had been placed under a gag order by the district attorney's office in effort to reduce pretrial publicity. A detective said among questions he could answer was how officers determined Miss Price had been robbed of $3 from her purse and the unidentified man of $10. Police said the trio drove up in a car, got out, and dragged Miss Price from her car she had just put into her driveway after taking her husband to night school. Officers said the three beat the screaming woman, and the eldest boy pulled a revolver and shot her in the left eye. Detectives said less than an hour later, after racing across town on freeways, they robbed truck driver Willie C. Milner, 42, at gunpoint, taking $225. Officers said, "I ought to kill you," Miller quoted one of the youth as telling him. Police said he probably escaped with his life because there was too many people in the vicinity. Next, the trio drove to the area where the man's body was found. Officers said residents said they had heard shots. Police said they believed the 14-year-old fired them, and all ended with 2 hours. It all ended within 2 hours after the youth stole cars, overturned on a freeway, ending on a freeway entrance ramp. Officers who found the wreckage combined officers who found the wreckage combed the area until they spotted the three and chased them down. Although armed with two weapons, the boys surrendered meekly, police said. They surrendered meekly. Hey, come on, man. You feel me? Let's just admit it, man. Come on, let's just admit it. Just admit it, bro. Just admit it, you know? Come on, man. Just admit it. It's out of control right now. And it was out of control then, and it's out of control now. So if you got any issues with this show trying to end gang violence, maybe you should look in the mirror, man, you know, and find out, why do I hate this guy, Dr. Crip, so much? What is it that I have done to make you upset that I will want to not have children repeat what those guys did at 14, 15, and 17 years old, man? It is outrageous. No more in 24. Let's end gang violence, you know? Let's end it, man. Let's end the gang violence. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the show. This is the Dr. Crip Show. Please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. This week is still gangs in public schools, how they ruin everything. So I just read a couple of articles of how they was destroying everything. Tomorrow will probably be the final episode on Crips in public schools. We're going to read a couple of articles, but I definitely want to read that article with the guy, the journalist that was driving around the area. It's very interesting, and how he ran up on kids trying to were in a gang, and he asked them, did they know what Crip meant, and what did Crip mean? And they replied, I don't know. So that's why we saying everything is a fairy tale if you believe that this is what Crip stand for when these dudes came out their house in 69 and start walking down the street and putting people on. Because once he got to the 3rd or 4th street, that pretty much probably was the same hood to this day. But once you went about 6 or 7 blocks, you entered another neighborhood. So those dudes over there don't deal with you on a daily basis. You done made them Crips, beat them up. You done turned them out Crips. So guess what? Oh, man, we're going to do what we want to do. That's how it is. The streets are unorganized. There is no organization or anything in the Crips, period. You can count that out. That's not happening. Or the Bloods. So that is something that we cannot believe in. So, yeah. Also, today's show, go to the Hood Postman. I'm gonna put that up there. The Hood. Let me see if I can type that. Go to the Hood Postman. At YouTube. And check out the interview that I did today with him about the baseball book. The only positive thing that the Crips have ever done. This is it right here. This is what you're looking at. This is the only thing that the Crips have ever done that's positive. If they done something else more positive than this, please let me know so I can stop saying that. You feel me? And if you want to get that, you go to drcrip.com. Sign up for the website, place an order, give it 4 to 6 weeks. It'll come straight to your house in a nice book binder, and enjoy it. I suggest get an easel. Put it on your mantle, and let it sit there. It's priceless, like your Lokes. Remember Lokes? How you value Lokes? Hey, put my Lokes up. Don't touch my Lokes. Leave my Lokes alone. Because, I'ma just say it. Kill, he told me, he said, no, every Crip should have a pair of Lokes, a fresh blue rag. You supposed to have this in your house. A pair of Lokes, a fresh blue rag, some chucks, and a pair of khakis. Shorts and long khakis. You feel me? You should have that in your arsenal if you're a real Crip. So now you have all those things plus the Crip book. So it's the only positive thing that's a part of your, relics that you have. This would be the last thing, and now you complete this. This has put you officially on the map as something positive, So that's what you're supposed to have. He said you got to have a pair of Lokes, fresh blue rag, some Chucks, pair of khakis, shorts and long khakis. You never know when you're going to need them. I was like, what about a brim or something like that? He's like, I don't know, but this right here, these three things, I'm like, well, what about a shirt? Can you have a shirt? Yeah, Charlie Brown shirt. I guess you can add that in there as everything. Same thing with the Bloods. That y'all brothers. That's y'all Cain and Abel. Every blood should have a fresh pair of I don't y'all call them Lokes. I guess y'all just changed the C to the K, right? Yeah, they still the same word. The Lokes, a red rag. The Lokes, a red rag, and the pair of Chuck Taylors, red. So it's the same thing. If that's what you call yourself, if you're a blood, that's how you're supposed to have it. If you're a Crip, you should have the same thing. So yeah, that's pretty. That is pretty much it. You're supposed to have that. I also would like to remind everybody that please let your voices be known. That the 9-0s and the 8-trays they're gonna have they're gonna shut Century to Manchester down, and they're gonna have a community event, and they will be the host. They will give both communities one day of peace, and they're gonna host a day of community events, vendors, where they give away food, clothes, toys, bikes, vendors, healthcare, testing for STDs, diabetes, heart, blood pressure. If y'all need help with it, call, get in contact with Uma Clinic. You feel me? They down with it. Sorry, Umar. I'm sorry, you got to go. Sorry, Umar, but Uma Clinic, you feel me? And any other ambassador or grid worker, let them know, hey man, winning the 9-0s and the 8-trays is going to do that, because if they getting gang money, that is a responsibility that they are supposed to do. They're going to shut Western down. They're going to get the permits from Marquise Dawson. That is his district. Sweat. That's why you're supposed to call in and say, Dr. Crip said that Century to Manchester need to be shut down and have a community event all the way from the top to the bottom. Century to Manchester, both parks involved, St. Andrews and Jesse Owens, and they are working together. They on the phone in both parks. They back and forth. How hard is that? You got dudes on that side, Frog and James Harris, and I don't know who you got on this side. Him and him and him and him. Get at them dudes. You feel me? And y'all work it out because the community deserves it. This gang war has been going on for over 30 years, and it is time that you show the community one day of peace, just one day. And you guys are the host. The podium is in the middle of both that. You mark it off. It's right in the center. 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 3 blocks. Right in the center is the podium. And representatives from the 8-trays and representatives from the 9-0s will be on the podium constantly answering questions, giving information to the community. If anything arises, who to call, keep kids out of gangs. They're going to commit both the 8-trays and 9-0s. They have committed to each other that they're not going to put anybody else on. Dr. Crip. Why? What's so hard about that? Who said that can't be done? That is your job. All the gang intervention workers, y'all going to work together. Y'all going to get it done. Then guess what? You're going to start on Western. Then you're just going to go back to Normandy, Vermont, Broadway. Each side got them gangs like that don't get along. So go work it out. You feel me? Whatever part that you need to shut down of them streets, shut it down and do East Street all the way to Central. Why do people think that this is a dream that cannot come true? I have no clue. If the city are paying you guys to do this, then this is what needs to be done. If you're getting money for gang intervention, this is what needs to be done. The community wants this. They have the right to have this. Y'all done killed innocent people on both sides. Y'all done killed innocent people on both sides for over 30 years. You wrong and they wrong. So work together and make the event happen. Listen, I am the voice of reason. That's who I am. That's what I'm going to do. Don't worry about it. I am the voice of reason. I can give you instructions from sitting right here on how to handle it. 5 people from each gang. 5 people from the 90s and 5 people from the 8-trays. Y'all work it out. And y'all in constant communication. You got to have meetings at least twice a month. Have meetings twice a month. I'm telling you how to do it. This is how you work something out like this. You have meetings twice a month. You start them off small and you grow them to nice sizes to where everybody know. This is how you get stuff done. This is how you monitor situations between 2 gangs. 5 people from each side. You have a private meeting, just y'all 5. Then the next meeting down the line, you bring 1 or 2 more people. Start bringing different generations of people. And y'all work it out. Y'all meet at the churches. Why they can't be involved? 79th, 98th Street, 79th Street. Make them churches get it. Why them churches can't be involved? Why do people think that this is so outrageous that it can't be done? Because people don't want to try it? Because people think that, oh, that ain't going to work. I'm going to start knocking off some nachos. I'm going to start killing some tramps. I'm going to put nachos on my face. I'm going to put tramps over here. Y'all scared of them dudes? What, y'all afraid of them? Put them in check. That's what the OGs is for. They're showing up at all these funerals. Put them in check to say, man, this is over with, man. We finna work with these dudes. And if you come out here and mess it up, it's going to be a problem. It's going down. Let's get this done. This is not a dream. This is reality. And it can be done. Get the right people. 5 from this side and 5 from that side. And work it out. This is not hard to do, man. So this is Dr. Crip, man. And thank everybody for coming through. You feel me? We had, like I said, go check out the Hood Post, man. Go check out the Hood Post, man. And check out the show that he did about the baseball, about the baseball, about the baseball book. He wanted to talk about what the league was doing. You feel me? They got to be able to repeat this, you know. They got to be able to repeat this. At some point, we can't let this go. We have to be able to repeat this, and we want more games. This time it has to be more games. You know, it got to be more games. You know, we want about 15, 20 gangs to join in. So, yeah, this is Dr. Crip, man. I want to thank everybody for coming through that showed up, man. Big West Side, what's up? West Side Live, one move away. Thank everybody for tuning in. Please go check out the Hood Postman and leave a comment and get at me. You know what I'm saying? We will be back tomorrow, Friday, with another show. I'm gonna go find this article that I want to read about the journalist guy and about another school incident in the hallways, the school violence in the hallways, about some of these guys and what they was doing and why history may repeat itself if we don't get ahead of this right now, because dudes are stupid. I told you, go do a reading challenge. Y'all want to do a type of challenge? I got $1,000. Read this paragraph right here, man. And see, I mean, man, just 1,000. All you got to do is be able. All you got to do is be able to read this challenge, read this program. RW, what it do? It's all good, man. We ain't going nowhere. We here every day, man. We are here every day, and we will be putting on everyday shows, bro. We ain't going nowhere. You know, we ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I would like to thank everybody for coming through. Please, no more in 24. Let the people know that the 9-0s and 8 trays will be bringing you their event real shortly. They're gonna work it out. They got to get 5 from this side, and they got to get 5 from that side. And once they get that, it's on and popping. Western will be shut down from Century to Manchester, and they're going to give out clothes, toys, food, medical supplies. They're going to bring out healthcare workers, vendors, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure. They're going to have food vendors out there. All the food vendors will be having reasonable prices. None of the menus will be higher than $10. You feel me? Bring your dish. You won't charge no more than $10. But it will also be food given away to families, you know, sodas, water, bread, all that good stuff. You know, the Nation, they got that. They can handle that. You know, the Nation, you ain't never had none of the food the Nation got, man. Yeah, they got it. They got plenty of stuff. Don't worry about it. They can handle all that. And the Nation is ready. They waiting on the 9-0s and the 8 trays. They ready to get out there and get it cracking. Don't worry about them. Yeah. Brother West. Yeah, don't worry about it. You know, Brother West, don't worry about it. Get it cracking, man. You know what I'm saying? Go get it cracking, man. Hey, this is Dr. Crip, man. Please like, subscribe, share, and all that. We'll be back tomorrow, man. We out.